at that point, I'm like, what's going on? I see a figure in my like closet doorway, and it's the same figure every time. It's like from The Ring, the little girl with the white dress with the hair over her head. My heart like almost escaped out my butt, dude.
Just fluttering. What's going on, guys? Episode 11, brought to you by the Detour podcast.
Exactly.
Excited to get this podcast out and going. Mm-hmm. This weekend, this day is Halloween.
Ooh, happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween! Which is a very fun holiday, in my opinion, because everybody gets to dress up, everyone gets to have fun, everyone gets to go to parties, and it's more fun if people are dressed up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So what better than to be dressed up on Halloween?
Exactly.
And if you can't tell, we've got a pirate on my right, and then I'm one of the three blind mice.
So partially blind and fully blind.
Exactly. Got my lucky cane here, so I can find my way out of this studio, if need be.
But, yeah, so this episode will be just around Halloween in of itself. We're going to be talking a little bit about the history of Halloween and learning stuff we never knew before. We'll probably tell some scary stories, whether it's from our personal lives or it's from things we kind of found on the internet. But we'll kind of dive into that and, whatnot. So, do you have any plans for Halloween at all?
This Halloween, I know you're throwing a Halloween party this weekend, or last weekend.
Yeah.
And, yep, that was good. And then I have a Halloween party tonight, the 31st.
Okay.
And then I have another, Halloween party-esque at a bar called Liquid Joe's with my friends. So I'm going to be wearing this outfit. Not this exact one. This one is a size too big. Ordered another size that will arrive today, just in time for Halloween.
How much did you pay for it?
This white suit was like $80.
What?
And so as long as I don't spill on it, you can just return it again to Amazon.
I guess that's totally fair. Dang.
But it's good because Halloween on the 31st that I'm doing with my friends, me and my two friends are all three blind mice. Me and my buddy Carter are wearing full white suits, and then our other buddy Maddie, she's wearing a white dress.
Okay.
So then it's going to be
fun.
We're going to look more fancier.
Okay. Hey, just because you can't see doesn't mean you can't look good.
Exactly. That's a good comment, Noah. I'm looking exactly at you.
Yeah. I can see. I gotta crank my head. My neck's hurting a little bit. But
what about you?
None. Other than the party that just happened last week, I don't really think I'm doing anything tonight.
Okay.
I might. Liz was talking about how she knows where, if we wanted to go to a Halloween party, we could. But because I've only been to a few and it's been a couple years, I feel like my body's just, I'm tired by 9:30.
No, stop.
But what I'll probably do is I might just have it more intimate where it's friends come over, play games, have some treats, have some drinks, stuff like that.
Okay.
So not necessarily go out, but kind of make something of the night.
And then if any trick-or-treaters come by, then
we're 100% getting candy. And I want to do get drinks too. So they get Kool-Aid or Capri Suns or whatever.
Okay.
Because I love those houses. So we're kind of make it fun. So yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I'm not too big of a Halloween fan, but I'm trying to indulge the holidays more because it is very lame when you're just
not doing something.
I was literally called the Scrooge of Halloween when I was doing plasma a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Why?
Because I was just saying I don't really care for it. I just don't like Halloween. And they're like, I've always met people who are indifferent. So there's people who like it, like us. There's people who are indifferent, and then there's you.
And then there's
the Scrooge of Halloween. I'm like, oh, right.
Wow.
So here we are. I'm trying to embrace it as much as I can, and this is really messing with my brain. So I'm gonna
just switch it to the other side.
Now I can't see it in my right eye. That's really how you do it. All right, so we'll kind of dive into the history of Halloween because I actually don't know how it came to be. Kind of where it came from. There's obviously AI's overview of it. So, I'll kind of read what I got, and then if you want to read what you got. So, It basically said, it originated from ancient I can't even get this to sit over my right eye, so screw that. Ancient Celtic festival of Samhain? Samhain, yeah. Which marked the end of summer and the harvest season. They often wore costumes to ward off ghosts, as they believed the boundary between the living and the dead blurred on this night. Over time, the festival was Christianized, blended with All Saints' Day, 1st of November, and evolving into All Hallows' Eve, which eventually became Halloween. American traditions like trick-or-treating and carving out pumpkins largely developed from Irish and Scottish immigrants who brought the customs to the United States.
Okay.
That's cool.
That is actually.
I thought it was something like brought up by like candy companies or something like that to make something so then they sell more. But it's actually kind of cool that it comes from like a actual past and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it does come from the past, but I feel like businesses capitalized on it.
It's
and,
large.
Made it. So
it's
then,
largely what it is because of candy companies and stuff like that. But it came and like it originated from something.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
To where, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You got anything on like the history of it over there?
Or? More in the aspect of like the traditions evolved over time. So like trick or treating likely came from old medieval custom called souling, where poor people went door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food, which is kind of like the same aspect of the door to door
trick or treating.
Treats.
Okay.
And then costumes stuck around as people dressed up as saints, angels, or demons. Jack-o'-lanterns came from Irish folktale about Stingy Jack, who tricked the devil and was doomed to wander the earth with only a carved-out turnip lit by a coal. And then when Irish immigrants came to America, they used pumpkins instead.
Interesting. Imagine they didn't, and we were just carving turnips.
That would be weird. Just little guys just...
Yeah.
That would make... I don't know why that was like their choice of like...
Yeah, they're...
Turnip.
But I wonder if pumpkins were like a readily thing for them. Because it seems like they switched it over to pumpkins because they were bigger and easier to carve.
Yeah.
Or maybe as just Americans...
Right. Well, and it's probably the time of the year of when to harvest pumpkins is around.
That is true. Fall time.
Yeah. So I think it almost was like 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, let's use a pumpkin because we're already harvesting them at this time.
Dang. Interesting. What would you say your favorite part of Halloween is?
Mine is probably the dressing up part. And like everyone...
Costumes?
Yeah, costumes. I feel like, I don't know, it's just so fun if like you get people to actually commit to like... Because like me and my friends, we do different themed parties and it's like, oh, if you don't come in the theme, you're not allowed into the house or whatnot.
Okay.
Just because it's like, if you're not even going to make the effort, like,
why
are you even here?
Fair
like, it's
enough.
funner if everyone's involved and like into it completely.
Okay.
Because then everyone's dressed up and everyone's having a good time. But then if someone's not dressed up, it's like, why are you even here? Like, you're kind of ruining the vibe. Like, we're all here for the same reasons of the fun.
Yeah, you got to kind of, lean into it, especially if it's like the theme.
Exactly. So
Interesting.
that's like my favorite part.
And I think that's totally fair. I definitely think that's fair. I don't, again, because I'm not a big fan, I don't really...
So since you aren't a big fan, what is your favorite part about the Halloween time?
Probably the Halloween themed candy.
Okay.
Like the caramel apple suckers. Those are really good. Or just
pumpkin shaped Reese's.
Oh, ghost shaped, bat shaped.
So good.
Reese's are my kryptonite.
They're so freaking good.
That, or I think it's more of, as I've grown up, I've started to care less because it doesn't stand the same as like when I was younger. Because dressing up, going trick or treating, that was like the whole thing. You're getting candy, you're hanging out with friends. But then you get to a certain age where, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
For Halloween? Because I've also never been a big party person. And I've never really had friends that party as well, like host stuff like that. So like, as you could tell, that's why I hosted one last week. Is because it ain't gonna happen unless I make it happen.
That's fair.
And I think I'd rather host than be the guest because then I don't have to drive home.
Yeah, that is like one plus side of like always hosting the parties. You don't have to worry about driving or Ubering.
Oh, one of my favorite plus sides is the fact that people bring snacks.
Okay.
And leave them.
Yeah, but then you have to worry about cleaning up after everyone.
I'd rather clean up and know that I got like $50 worth and free snacks left over.
Okay.
Because, like, the last time I held a party, we had a bunch of chips and salsa, veggies and fruit. We had candy. I'm like,
You're like, sweet, scored.
heck yeah, baby. I'll
Christmas
clean up.
came early.
Seriously. So, I don't know. I'm trying to indulge, again, holidays more, but sick.
I don't know. I like Halloween. I think, what's your least favorite holiday?
I don't know.
Okay.
What in your terms is considered a holiday? Because like the
major
4th
ones?
of July holiday.
4th of July, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I think those are the major ones.
I
I'm probably
kind of
missing
like
something.
Christmas, only because of like the happiness you feel around Christmas.
Yeah.
I could care less if I got anything, because now that I have adult money, I can really get what I want.
Yeah.
Easter, I don't really care for either. I think it's just like, it's nice because family comes around.
Yeah, and it's the start of spring.
Yeah. I'd probably say St. Patrick's Day because, again, it's one of those holidays that
You don't like St. Patrick's
in order
Day?
to enjoy it, you'd have to go out and do something. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to enjoy it wearing green and go to a pub or something like that. I don't do that. So, like, celebrating that at home is kind of weird.
Okay.
So it's like, if I was into that, like, let's say I had friends, and we're like, you know what, we're going to go to, like, the bar or whatever, and we're going to celebrate it green, we're going to drink, you know, Guinness or whatever, and
Green
just, like,
beer.
yeah,
They
like,
put
live it up.
green
I'd be like,
dye.
you know what, I'm down for that, because I don't do anything. It's like, what's kind of the point of the holiday
Okay.
for me?
That's fair.
But my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving.
That's my least favorite. I hate Thanksgiving.
Well, you're also picky with food, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I love food.
If I could like get rid of a holiday, it would be Thanksgiving. And I knew you were gonna say that was your favorite.
Yeah. It's people spend loads of money on food, and because
It's
we're
not
still
even
young.
Good food.
Any food compared to what I eat, based off of my budget, is good food.
All right, touche.
So, but yeah, that's kind of like a cool little deep dive into the history of Halloween as well. Do you have any personal kind of like, not necessarily it has to go with Halloween, but like scary stories that kind of fit the vibe of what Halloween is?
Do you first?
Oh, I do.
Like, okay, let's hear yours.
100% I do.
Okay.
Okay. So, a lot of people get sleep paralysis, right? But not
Yeah.
everybody gets sleep paralysis demons where they see something when they're in it.
Yeah.
I low-key actually think it could have been something.
Okay.
Because, so back at the townhome at Daybreak, crazy things would happen. Like, they would say lights would randomly flicker, or if they're in the shower, random shadows in the bathroom would like kind of appear or whatever, and nobody's in there. So it's kind of weird. But to solidify the fact that weird things happen, this isn't this part of the scary story, but it kind of leads up to, okay, I could see it being actually something.
Yeah.
So I was home alone, and I slept until like 11 on like a Saturday, and everyone was gone. I woke up, and I went to my bathroom. I don't know why. I was like, oh, I probably should go to my mom's to see, like, grab something from it. She had, like, if you could see, like, my fingers, this thick of a glass bowl shattered on, like, just, it almost looked like it blew up
Really?
all over the place. And my mom thought I smashed it because I was upset. Because there's no way to explain that this broke, but I'm like, I'm literally, I was dead asleep until 11 and woke up and went in there. And it's not like, I feel like if you hit it with something, it'd break off into kind of bigger chunks. This thing literally looked like it blew up.
Wow.
And we still have no idea how it happened.
And
So-
you still get blamed?
Yeah. So, I really don't, like, I don't think it was me because there's, like, nothing that we have that was upstairs that could have done it. Even if I slept walked to it, that's, like, a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And also, it's like,
Did you hear it break, or did you just
No.
come down and it was broken?
I walked into the bathroom and there was just glass shards everywhere.
Wow.
So it's like the most unexplainable thing. So it kind of like leads to spooky, like, what caused that?
Yeah.
So into my spooky story, anytime I'd go to bed, leaving my closet door open, I would have sleep paralysis.
Okay.
And it's the weirdest coincidence ever. And it's only happened 3 times, but that's only because I've only ever left it open 3 times.
Okay.
So I remember the first time, and the other times are very similar to it, but it's basically, I'd go to bed like normal, I'd wake up kind of all groggy, and like what time is it? check my phone, because I'd usually have it plugged in under my pillow, because I'd like listen to music to sleep. Would see, it's like 3 o'clock, which is considered the witching hour, right?
Okay.
So I would do that, and I'd like check it, and then I'd kind of like lay there. And then when I'd lay there to try and go back to sleep, I would notice something before I went to sleep, right? And that's when I couldn't move. And that's when I'm like, what's happening? And I remember like trying to like blink to clear my eyes, but like at that point I'm like, what's going on? I see a figure in my like closet doorway, and it's the same figure every time. It's like from The Ring, the little girl with the white dress with the hair over her head. My heart like almost escaped out my butt, dude.
Just fluttering.
So I remember just sitting there with my eyes closed. And the first time was I just like sat with my eyes closed, and I was like, it's not real, and I fell asleep. Second time I woke up completely paralyzed to see the girl. So I did that again. And I was like, okay, thinking in my head, she's got to be gone. And I remember peeking my eyes. She was right next to my bed. I'm not even kidding you, looking down at me. And that's when I'm like, oh gosh. And I couldn't move, and I just saw it, and I was just like, I don't know. I remember just like freaking out until I just ended up falling asleep.
How can you fall asleep freaking out?
No, because I think it's one of those things of like, my eyes are shut, like everything's going on, I can't move, I don't know, I'm freaking out, and then I just like end up
sleeping,
becoming unconscious, and just like waking up and like, I'm not even kidding you, it's the scariest thing ever.
Okay.
Like, and it's not one of those things of like, oh, I'm partially asleep, I don't know if it was a dream. It felt like if I could move and pinch myself, it would hurt.
Okay.
Like, it was so real and terrifying that I was like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the door, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, maybe, you know, because my sisters are like freaks when it comes to anything like that. They're like, oh, maybe you grabbed onto something in your room. And I remember getting like a tribal mask thing from Eli for Christmas. It's like an Australian one. It's pretty sick. I'm like, it's kind of freaky looking. Maybe it has to do. So I'm putting this John in the garage, shutting my door, saying my prayers. Never happened again, thankfully. But
because you slept with the door closed every time now.
Yeah, but it was.
You should test it.
No.
You should like it in your new place. Leave your.
I can't though, because Arlo will get into my like clothes.
To keep it off the floor.
No, they're in like little baskets in like my dresser. So like I have like one of those IKEA dressers where they're just like cubbies, and they're little like trays.
Put on top.
I guess that's true. I just don't trust him with anything.
I know, but you gotta test the theory.
Maybe one day I'll just have him sleep with Liz or in his kennel and then test it.
Yeah.
But it's never happened. It is absolutely terrifying because of the fact that like
the sleep paralysis.
When you can't move, but you're aware of what's happening, and then you look over and you see something in your room, and you're like, oh gosh, please no, and then you peek again and they're closer.
Yeah, that is almost like a nightmare dream-esque.
Yeah, it's freak.
It's almost like a vivid nightmare.
It's like when you lucid dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where everything feels real, but I had no control.
Yeah, that's wild, actually.
I had a little girl creeping on me in my sleep. What a freak.
Freak. And then you just fell asleep. What if it was like a real person just hiding in your closet?
But
and you were like, let me just go to bed. Maybe they won't.
No. My thing is if I did anything, they could get me. Because what if they're like, oh, they are awake? But what if it's one of those things like, oh, they just think I'm moving because I'm like still sleeping, and they can't see my eyes because it's dark. So like the peeking is just like, oh my gosh, and I don't say anything.
Yeah, but I don't think you were peeking. I feel like you wide-eyed.
I did like
and
this.
Then you freaked out.
No, it's one of those things of like when you can't adjust, so you kind of squint to see better. That's one of those things of like I'm pretty sure I squinted the first one. And then the last one, I had to do a little peeky.
I had to do a little peeky.
Because there's no way I'm going to open my
glance.
eyes. And go, whoop. Or they can't see my eyes. They think they're closed. So, yeah, from that day, that's never happened. And I think my lucky stars, because I'll probably die of a heart attack or something.
Okay.
So something like that.
I don't think that I have had, like... I'm trying to think, like, I can't think of, like, I've had, like, a scary situation or a demonic situation.
Or like, here's another story, and it could be based off of this. Basically, you know like how there was that park right next to my house?
Yeah.
So when we'd hang out at that park, I remember there was this one time that this car kept circling the park and would get slow every time it would get closer to the park and then speed up and stuff. And then when we're like, we should probably go home, and we start running home, then it starts following us. Have you ever had anything like that?
I don't think I have.
Oh.
Like, I've been in weird situations, but I take it all with a grain of salt. Like, I don't, like, think of it like bad karmic energy or, like...
Well, I mean, if you probably saw something when you woke up from your sleep, too, in the corner of your room, it'd be different. But I think it's also one of those things of when you're a kid and you're like, this car's been circling this park for, like, 3 or 4 times, which is kind of weird that they keep just driving around rather than stopping.
Yeah.
And then you start to move, and now they're moving with you.
Then that is, like, a weird, like, creeper vibe.
It's almost like, yeah, you can't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because of the situation you're in. It's like midnight, and you're a kid.
Yeah. That's like
and
just
people
a
are creepy
situation.
Yeah. So nothing?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, no.
Well, if you want, we could, let's find some scary stories that we can tell. And then if you think of anything, if you can find
I guess
one.
it's like, I don't know, it's eerie, like if you know you're home alone and you hear like creaking on the wood or whatnot, and you're like, why am I hearing a sound when there's no one home? Like, why am I hearing something upstairs? Or like,
yeah.
Or when you're downstairs when you're a kid and you turned off the lights, you run as fast as humanly possible upstairs because you don't want to be like grabbed by like
a demon
that's down and like that won't come out until the lights are off. And then you run your little heart out up the stairs and you're like,
I'm safe.
I live.
Yeah. It reminds me of those TikToks when you see like this dude doing it and he'll do it and he runs. Like he turns the lights off and he looks over and it's just basically him, but he's just like a demon and he starts sprinting at the dude and he runs up and he jumps through the doorway and the fingers barely miss the foot and he's like, oh, so close. And he's like, not today.
Not today.
Yeah. That definitely is freak.
Yeah.
Because like nothing's in there.
Yeah.
But for some reason when you turn the lights off and you can't see, something could be.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm 24 and I still have that problem, especially down here.
I don't have that problem.
Basements?
No, but...
Basements I do. Anywhere else, I don't really have that problem because it's like upstairs, whatever, there's windows. But a basement, you're underground.
That's true, and you're stuck.
Yeah, I'm like... And I have to run upstairs to get away rather than just running out.
Actually, on the same subject, with scary movies nowadays, like Saw, Juggy, blah, 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 blah. If you were like in one of those movies, do you think you would live to the end, or do you think you'd be one of the first ones to die?
I'd be dead.
Why? That was so quick.
Because my fear would overtake me and I couldn't do anything.
You'd be just like shocked and like no movement. You'd be like...
Well, I'd be freaked out, but it'd be one of those things of like, when you need to be rational, I can't be rational. I'd probably be like hyperventilating and like freaking out because I'm like, there's no way this is happening. I hate scary movies. I can barely watch them. And now I'm living one. There's no way.
So you would like, if you saw the killer, you wouldn't even fight. You'd be like, kill me, I guess.
It depends. I'd have to be in the situation, but knowing how I react to scary movies, I'd be terrified, and I just don't know if my instincts would kick in for it. Okay. But it's like, let's say it was me and you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm freaking out, but you're kind of more level-headed. It's one of those things of like, okay, if you're level-headed, and I trust in like the fact that we could do this, I could probably calm down enough to make it work. But also,
you don't think I could knock some sense into you?
No, I definitely think you could. That's what I'm saying.
I would slap you and be like, no, get your shit together. Like,
and
this is life or death. Stop messing around. Stop freaking out.
I definitely think you could. But it'd also be one of those things of, too, we wouldn't make horror movie mistakes of like, I'm going to go alone.
Yeah.
Or we're on the main floor and there's a noise in the basement. I'm going to go check it out.
I'd be like, I ain't going down there.
I'm leaving the house right now.
I'd be like, no one's going down there. We're all sticking together. No one's going downstairs.
Yeah, that ain't happening. So I just don't...
Especially, like, if it was, like, hypothetically, like, someone died, and then it's like, there's a dead body, who killed him? Oh my god, we're in this house, like, we're trapped in this house with a killer. I'd be like, we're not splitting up. We're all gonna stay in the biggest room, we're all gonna hold a weapon, and we're just gonna hunker down.
Why would you do the biggest room?
I
would do the smallest room that has only one way to get in.
Yeah, but then what if he's in there with a freaking chainsaw?
Yeah, but the thing is,
like... How are you going to defend?
If you're in the big... No, listen, you said in the biggest room and hunker down. I would say, like, that would be to the point, grab anything you can find as a weapon in the house, hunker down in, like, one of the smallest rooms so we know that, like, if we're in, like, a half-moon arc, the only way to get us is from up front.
Yeah, but then if he's in that room... Like, if he is in that room, you guys are all screwed. You're all stuck. There's nowhere to go.
But in the biggest room... I feel like it'd be one of those things you're not close enough. So, like, what if the power went out and you didn't know what happened and the power comes back on and somebody just got freaking snatched up because you're not close enough to, like, be with them? That's why it's like, if
I
you
feel like
enter
the
a small
biggest
room,
you have the most, like, visibility to, like, see the attacker coming.
But I feel like if you're in a small room and you check, like, everything, right? So, like, let's say we're in the basement and we choose, you know, a room that has, like, no windows, right? But it's a smaller room. And we know, like, okay, the closet door, like, it's wide open, there's nothing in it. The only way to get in is from that door. It's like, obviously, just face the door. And we all got stuff to defend ourselves. So if it comes in and we hear, it's like, charge!
Yeah, but what if he has a chainsaw? You guys all charge and he goes, and just kills every single one of you all at once.
Yeah, both of ours don't even work, okay? Yours doesn't work, mine doesn't work, so shut up.
Mine, we could surround the bad guy and actually have a fighting chance.
And then he just goes in a 360 circle.
That's why you don't step towards him. And you have room around the room to, like, migrate. If you're in a short room, you're done. Especially if you said there's no windows, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, but
if he just stays at the door, you guys are all screwed.
Yeah, but then the thing is if he gets closer, right?
What do you mean closer? You're in a small room.
He steps
He's already close enough.
He steps closer. The moment he swings at somebody, other people jump, and then they jump. People will die. There will be casualties regardless.
There will be casualties regardless.
But it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. That's why I would never survive. See? Clearly.
Alright. I don't have a scary story per se, but I'm going to tell you about some, like, creepy legends of Utah.
Alright.
So number one is the Bear Lake Monster, so you've probably heard of that.
Yeah.
So how there's like a Loch Ness Monster, give or take, but lives in the Bear Lake because there's like tunnels and everything, like deep caverns within that lake. And so then it's a serpent-like creature said to haunt Bear Lake on the Utah-Idaho border. And one version describes it as a giant brown snake nearly 90 feet long, which terrorized swimmers and hunts around the lake. And the tale traces back to 1868 was the first article about it. So it's been around for like over 150 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually pretty wild that it's been around that long. And then why it's scary is like unexplained sightings, large mysterious creatures, deep cold water, and then like the deep caverns and like the deep tunnels that lead to other lakes or whatever. So it's like the myth of like, oh, it's just in the tunnels and like it's go somewhere else right now, but it like every so often comes through the tunnels into Bear Lake.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
But I think it's almost like a spin-off of like the Loch Ness Monster
Yeah.
tale myth.
Yeah. I also think maybe it was formed around a similar time because when something like that happens and all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's monsters in the water, and then you see a log floating or something.
And then people just
Start to
play into it. Yeah.
Yeah, they feed into
the mystery.
Okay.
And another one is in Kaysville, Utah, so just a little bit north of us.
Oh, wow.
But it's not too scary. It's just the Kays Cross. It's a legend. The legend is a large stone cross is secluded hollow in Kaysville that's tied to rumors of polygamous murders, satanic rituals, strange lights and voices.
Oh, wow.
And the cross is like partially destroyed and sits off a beaten path, so it's harder to find because it's not like, oh, this is the path to get directly to it. And then some people that go try to find it, they claim to hear whispers, see glowing orbs, or feel uneasy when they're near the cross when they do get near it. And then through a location easily visited, the haunted atmosphere is built on legend and isolation since it's far away from like people's houses and everything. Which I feel like if you are in the woods at night or whatnot, it does feel eerie, or it feels like something's watching you.
Really?
Well, not like this. I'm just talking
just
in general.
The woods? Yeah.
Like if you're just in the woods, like deep woods camping, and you're by yourself and you're just deep into dark woods, I feel like it is eerie.
I definitely agree. It is scary because I just feel like the basement.
Yeah.
Something's watching
It's just
you, even though
an eerie feeling. Yeah.
It's funny because I also pulled up a few from Utah. Wow, we got a lot of crazy things, like scary things in Utah.
Like what?
So there's this story of the White Lady of Latuda It's a ghost story from an abandoned mining town in Utah. Basically, a miner's wife is driven to despair and madness after losing her family. Let's see. A miner dies, but because the cause of death was an infected tooth, but not a mining accident, the company denies his widow compensation. Desperate and facing eviction from their company-owned home, the woman drowns her infant child to spare it from starving. She later hangs herself while wearing her wedding dress and is said to roam the area still searching for her baby.
That's creepy.
So apparently people have said there were sightings of a woman, like basically the white lady, a woman like that in the woods.
Well, that's creepy. I'd be a little freaked out if I saw that.
I know, and it's now that it's like an abandoned mining town.
Yeah, that's wild. Especially if you went there like just like shits and gigs, and then it's also like, wow, this is creepy. And like I'm overthinking and playing into this.
Yeah, and I'm making it scarier than it is.
Yeah. Well, because while thinking about that, at my cabin, like up the canyon a little farther, it's called the Nunnery, and it's where like back in the day they would send like kids and everything to go, like girls to go to this nunnery and like become nuns or whatever. And it's like there's like a pool or whatever, like because there's a bunch of teeny cabins, and in the middle is a pool, and then the nuns would drown babies in the pool. And so now it's
wow.
and so now it's like no one's allowed to go over there. Like violators will be prosecuted, like you'll get arrested. There's like 1 million security cameras, but like I've been there, and
wow.
it is kind of eerie feeling, or like creepy, like isk of like.
So how did you get in?
Or you just, instead of going from the road in, you just hike along the mountain, and then you come in the back way. But it is like creepy because it is just like overgrown with a lot of nature and stuff, and then you can see the pool, and then the myth of like the nuns would drown babies.
Nuns drowning them? That's freaky.
And then on top of that, in Bountiful, or I think Bountiful, is Ted Bundy's cabin.
Yeah.
And that's kind of eerie if you go at night, because then it's like just a creepy vibe of a cabin in the woods, and like shit went down there. So it's like, this is wild.
And wasn't there also like a cave up by the U or something like that? Like there's a cave that he also hid out in.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, it's kind of freaky that. Because I think it was like they found bones or something out in a cave somewhere that they claimed he used to hide or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to those sites, your mind plays into the mystery and the creepiness
and the
to where
fear
it makes
of
it a
what
little,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah. It's another good one.
You just read that one.
Oh, yeah, the water babies of Utah Lake. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's from Shoshoan and Paiute traditions. Ghostly infant cries emanate from the shorelines of Utah Lake. The water babies mimic the sounds of crying children to lure people in and then pull them underneath the water. The concept of unseen tragic beings beneath the water is deeply unsettling, and especially when you're near the lake at night. That would be creepy if you like whatever makes the sound of like the creepy crying baby sound, and then it's like
it's out in the water.
Yeah, and then like if you're like on the shore and you hear that, and then all of a sudden something brushes against your leg, I'd freak out a little bit.
I'd be booking it inshore.
Yeah, I'd be like, get me out of this water. Like I know it's fake or whatever, but I need out because I'm playing into my own freakiness.
I'm afraid. Another big one for Utah is Skinwalkers.
Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Out east.
Eastern Utah. Basically, it's named that because of a Navajo legend. These like humanoid-looking creatures that are just like taller, skinnier, and stuff like that. Basically, I've also heard they could take the shape of like animals.
Yeah.
So if they have
shapeshift, yeah.
Bare faces, typically they're
more like wolves, like coyotes kind of faces.
Yeah, not like a bear animal.
Oh.
But their face is very like bear.
Yeah.
Like, it looks, it looks almost too human to be an animal.
Yeah. It is actually kind of creepy.
Because it's like, there's jokes I'll make about Arlo where sometimes at night, like he will look kind of human.
Really?
Or just there's moments where his eyes and the way he looks at you is just very humanoid. But he's just a sassy dog, so he just has so much facial expression. But sometimes like, Maybe he's a skinwalker.
Maybe he's playing the long game.
He's trying to get me. He's trying to lure me in with
He's trying to
love.
lure me in with love and then pounce and kill me.
My sisters Hannah and them, when we're out and about, if I say skinwalker, they freak out. Because
Really?
they're like, they're literally gonna come and get us. They're like, you can't say that, and they'll get super upset.
Wow. Okay.
I personally don't believe in it, but I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, there's so much of the unknown in our world of like what's myth, what's real, what's like over speculated or like overplayed into, to where it's like, oh, there is some truth to it, but people have like over the years, centuries of like changed it again and again from word of mouth or books or fairy tale or whatnot. But like there's probably so much unknown mystery of like and truth to some of these things.
Yeah, I think there definitely is truth to some of them, but I think it's just that's where our imagination comes in, and that's when it typically kind of takes over, and then.
Oh, and like I think another one is like a lot of hotels don't have a 13th floor.
Yeah.
Because of superstition, and like always bad shit happens on the 13th floor.
Yeah.
Which I think is wild.
It is wild how 13, that number just randomly.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is like an unlucky, spooky time as well. Bad shit happens on that.
Yeah. It's weird.
Because would you ever visit a hotel that has like reportings of hauntings and you'd go stay in that room?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
My heart can't handle it. Yeah, there's some crazy ones. There's this one I just saw that there's this thing called the Devil's Highway in Utah. And they say like a bunch of stories people will tell begin when they're driving. And they'll see a little frail girl who dressed like in a white dress. And it says that if she vanishes after you ask her if she needs help, apparently that's a bad thing. So you're supposed to keep driving past her.
Oh, jeez.
But like, yeah, a lot of people will say they'll see one, they'll pull over to ask for help, and then she'll vanish.
That's creepy. I would probably...
So it's one of those things of like, yeah, if you see her driving on the Devil's Highway, apparently you're just supposed to ignore the fact that
you saw something
there's
and
like a
just
little
keep
frail
driving.
girl, like, she's not real. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That's creepy. And there's so many psychopaths in the world today.
Yeah, you can't. Like, I remember watching movies where it's like, oh, like, I'm trying to hitchhike. Can you take me here? Oh, yeah, sure. And they're, like, all friendly about it and nice. And then you see, like, the Ted Bundy show, and it's like, he takes you, and then he hits you upside the head and kills you. And it's like, yeah, I'm okay.
Or even, like,
I don't need to
I don't
get
know,
anywhere that
especially
bad.
with movies, they play into the psychos even more, because then it's just like, some of them are based off true things, and it's like, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's freaky in itself.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild that someone is like that and thinks like that.
That's just like, oh, man, I love eating people.
Yeah, like, that's wild and creepy and scary that is some people in the world, and that he didn't get caught for so long.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of scary on how creative movies are getting horror related. Because like, you're just inspiring a bunch of freaky people.
To, like, give them ideas for, like...
Because, like, imagine if Saw was, like, actually happened.
I guarantee there is that we just don't hear in the news. I guarantee
I feel
some
like
shit
there's
like that
no
happens.
way we couldn't hear it in the news.
There's so much in the news that people don't hear about, though. Because, like, we don't hear about much news about other countries or whatnot.
I guess that's fair, but I feel like if they literally said, we stumbled across a crime scene that emulates Saw, the movie, I feel like that would blow up.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
If you've seen Saw, it's freaky.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So, that's why I just don't like scary movies, because they just give off, like, I don't know, it's such like a negative vibe watching them. So I just hate watching them, plus I'm a chicken.
Yeah. Well, and, like, I don't know. I don't like watching scary shows by myself. Like, that I think is crazy and criminal.
Or the people who fall asleep to listening to, like, true crime.
Yeah.
I'm like, at that point, you are a freak. If
You are a
if you
psycho.
listen to true crime to calm down, I'm like,
To calm down, yeah, that's weird.
if I'm itching for something scary because I'm feeling a little rebellious,
Yeah.
rambunctious, I'll listen to it. But I'm like, oh, I've had a really rough day. I'm stressed. Let me listen to, the story of Ted Bundy killing people. I was like, oh, this just really takes the edge off of life.
That's
That,
like
I'm like-
psychopathic behavior a little bit.
Yeah. If you do that, you're out of my life. Sorry. Can't do that.
But yeah, that's everything I've got.
That's not everything I've got, too. Just some cool spooky stories and everything like that. If you guys have a spooky story or spooky legend around Utah or where you're from, drop it down below in the comments, because we would like to actually hear. I personally would like to hear some spooky stories or anything
legends.
that's happened to you that's scary, or legends that you've heard. Just because, again, I don't do scary, so I don't know much other than what I Googled and what's happened to me. But I would like to know more, just because it is very interesting that things like that do happen. Like on a daily when you're just having a good time, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, last night X, Y, and Z happened to me. Like, oh, no way.
Or even also comment what you're wearing for Halloween today.
Oh yes.
I'm curious what everyone is planning on wearing for their Halloween costumes.
Are you gonna be something funny, something good? I don't
Something
know.
clever, something witty, something sexy. We want to know.
Something sexy. Yeah. He can't see it because he's blind, but I'll describe it to him.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, drop it down below for us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn that notification bell on, do everything. Because obviously, we want you to stay tuned for new episodes and to stay engaged.
And then if you're listening on one of our podcast platforms, give us a like, give us a follow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, stay tuned. And our next episode will, just as a reminder, drop Monday instead of next Friday.
It will, so you'll see it in a couple of days. So you're gonna get a little twofer in a couple of days. So that's really good. So,
But yeah, take care. Have a good one.
much love.
Peace.